Hello, everyone. I'm knocking out another Mr. Ballen Lost episode 4. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the channel. If you don't, then don't. And go about your day. Have fun. This is the off-limits city under Ukraine. Be interesting to see what's going on there. Ukraine's in the news a lot lately with Russia. I don't know if you've heard. And if you're watching this video in 2118 and they're still in the news, well, then it started here, so you can kind of get a look-see. But it wasn't about this city. All right, let's just get into it, because I don't like wasting time, because who likes to listen to me?
On New Year's Eve 2005, a group of teenagers in Odessa, Ukraine, headed out to find a place they could celebrate. They decided a good spot for their party would be the entrance to the very creepy and off-limits stone mines that were underneath their city. These mines are massive. We're talking over 2,500 kilometers of these hallways that go all over the place underneath Odessa and well outside of the city limits. And many...
Isn't that like the lost catacombs of Paris? Is that what it's called? It's catacombs of, or is it just France? I have no idea. I forgot the name. But is it similar to that? Of course, they're skulls all down there. Is that what that? I'm just gonna go.
Many of these pathways underneath the city are unmapped, they are collapsing, or they're flooded. Despite all the entrances to the stone mines being sealed off in 1917 when they permanently shut down the mines, people in Odessa are well aware that there are a number of working entrances all over the city. Over the years, a number of murderers have used the mines to hide bodies and to hide out from the law. After World War II, Nazi soldiers were brought down into the mines to be executed. And there's been at least 3 different instances of kids sneaking into the mines and then never coming out again. And so with its grisly history, parents in Odessa would tell their kids, do not go down into the stone mines. Even if you find an entrance that works, it's just not worth it. But
if you're a kid, and he's going to say it, if you're a kid and you're told not to do it, what's the first thing you're going to do? Hey, let's go looking for those entries to the mines.
Of course, this only led to the kids of Odessa wanting to explore these stone mines more. And so on this particular New Year's Eve night, this group of teenagers thought, tonight's the night we should go poke our heads in the mines. One of the teens that was part of this group was a girl named Masha, and she wasn't particularly keen on exploring the mines, but she wanted to go out and have a good time, so she tagged along with the group. These teens all went to the same school, and it was kind of common knowledge at their school that there was this one particular working entrance into the mines that was just outside of school property. So the teens walk over to this entrance, and what it looks like is 2 big metal doors in the ground that swing open like a cupboard, and then there's a flight of steps that lead down into the mines. One of the teens reached for the door handle, and they turned it, and it turned, and then he yanked on it, and it opened. And so it was, in fact, a
That's how doors work.
Working entrance into the mine. And so they opened up both doors and they kind of took up positions on the steps. They were not quite ready to venture down into the mines. They just wanted to have the doors open and be near the mines. And then for the next hour or two, they started drinking alcohol and having a good time. And periodically they'd get brave and they'd walk a little ways down into the mine only to turn right back around and come back to the steps. And so that's how it went for most of the night. And it seems like they were having a really good time. Later in the night, Masha was very intoxicated and she needed to go to the bathroom, but there was nowhere to go. And so she went downstairs and walked into the mines for some privacy. After a while, her friends realized Masha wasn't with them anymore. And so someone said, oh, I heard her talking about needing to use the bathroom. And so she probably just headed home already to use her bathroom at her house.
No, she didn't.
And so in their drunken state, they were like, yeah, there's no way she's down in the mine. I'm sure she's fine. And so they just leave. But Masha didn't go home. She went down into the mine where she relieved herself. And then afterwards, for reasons we don't fully understand, she decided to continue to explore the mine on her own without...
Here's the reasoning. She was drinking. And when you're drinking, you get courage. And her courage was, I'll explore this mine all by myself. I'll just go around this corner here and then this corner here and then, down this long hallway. And yeah, no, I know my way back. No, you don't.
A flashlight. Now, We need to remember that she was heavily intoxicated, so that
Yep.
obviously played a role in her decision-making process, but for whatever reason, she started walking into the mine, and very quickly she got turned around. These are very confusing corridors, and so presumably she started to panic and began running to get back to the entrance. But unfortunately, she ran the wrong direction, and she went farther and farther and farther away until
Yep.
she was several miles from the entrance. She has no
Damn.
food, she has no water, she has no light, she has no cell phone service. She's got no way out. The following day, Masha's friends went over to her house to check on her to make sure she got home okay. But when they talked to her family, they said, no, she hasn't come home yet. I thought she was with you. And that's when her friends explained what happened, that they thought maybe she had left, but maybe she was still inside of the stone mines. And so they called authorities, who went to the same entrance they had been at the night before, and they began looking for Masha. But it's a 2,500 kilometer stretch of area where she could be anywhere, and the authorities know that. And so very quickly, when they don't find any sign of her, they call up the search and they say, look, the only way she's getting out of here is if she finds her way out again. But unfortunately, Masha did not find her way out again.
With how big that is, it's not a rescue, it's a recovery, because you know that you're not going to find that person. Like, there's just too much space to cover. There's too much ground that they can walk, and if in a panic and they're just running, then they're just covering more distance, and you're going to be walking and calling out their name and everything. You don't know how long that echo is going to carry, and if she's in an area where there's several ways she can go, and she might hear and someone screaming, the echo is going to bounce all over. So it may be coming down this tunnel, but she's going to think it's coming down the other tunnel, and she's going further away, trying to think she's getting closer. That's why I don't mess. I've never been in a situation to go into. There's nothing around me that I need to worry about, unless I decided I want to get into a sewer and then be attacked by Pennywise, which isn't happening. There's just nothing good can come about it. And by the time you're drinking, so you're exploring, by the time you sober up, if panic hasn't already hit, that adrenaline is going to kick in, and you were intoxicated to get from point A to B, and now your panic has carried you from B to Q, and you've gone too far. There's just too much space to cover, and yeah, it just becomes a recovery. I'm just blah blah blahing right now. No one cares.
Instead, she spent 3 days wandering around these mines in total darkness until she eventually collapsed and died of dehydration. 6 months later, Masha's body would be discovered by urban explorers who had pushed several miles into one of the most unexplored sections of the mine. When she was discovered, it looked like she had been crawling on her hands and knees, giving the impression that to her very last breath, she had been desperately trying to find a way out. Fair warning, if you start looking into this story, you're almost certainly going to run into the picture of Masha after she was discovered inside of the mines. It's a very graphic picture, and there's not really any warning before you see it. So if you Google this, be prepared to see that image. So that's going to do it, guys. If you found these...
I'm not Googling it because I don't care to see it. So this was the off-limits city under Ukraine, and yeah, nope, not doing that either. A lot of these lost episodes, I ain't doing, not having it. So it's interesting to listen to these, but I can't relate to them at all because I wouldn't put myself in that situation. All right, this is a short one. Great. I'm going to do a few of these because I hate saying enjoying them, but they're educational. It just it reinforces what I would not do. So, hey, pass these stories along, not for anything but for just telling people, hey, look, don't ever get drunk and go into a cave, or an off-limits city, or whatever. Just don't do it. Do other things. Play video games. Play cards. Right? Do something else. All right. Everyone have a good day. Be safe out there if you're in Illinois and you're stuck in this winter blizzard that we have. Other than that, thanks for watching. Take care.